think I got my swagger back.
We're ready. We're ready to go out there and hit them every play. Right now, baby. You're going to know we came to Ford Field.
He hasn't slept in probably 7 days.
You are now tuned in Beyond Doubt with Bobby B.
What's poppin', everybody? It is your boy Bobby B. Welcome back to Beyond Doubt. Today we have a bit of a special. The question that a lot of people are asking: what in the hell is the NFL Supplemental Draft? How you guys doing? Happy Monday. If you don't like Mondays, man, you're not living life right. Monday is my day. Monday, you get it going. Today is Monday, the 9th. The supplemental draft is on the 11th. So we're a few days away. As you guys know, I am your Instagram operator for the Buffalo Fanatics. You could call in anytime you want. 716-508-0544. Call in. Give me a call. We can talk. On the Buffalo Fanatics, Twitter at Buff Fanatics, I have a poll. Hit that poll. We're going to cover it later in the show. The poll states, will Bills GM Brandon Beane spend a draft pick to grab a player in the upcoming supplemental draft? Real simple, yes or no. Hit my line, 716-508-0544, if you'd like to share your opinion. Now let's get down to business. What is the supplemental draft? I'm gonna be straightforward, and I'm gonna try to make this real simple. The supplemental draft is basically for players that fucked up. That's all it is, man. The supplemental draft is for players that fucked up. A lot of these guys are guys that are academically ineligible for the next season. So let's say you have a player that's a junior and he flunked his classes. He's ineligible to play his senior year of college football. So he's going to enter the supplemental draft. And that's it. Some of the other guys entering the supplemental draft, they fucked up in other ways. You know, you got guys, for example, we have cornerback Adonis Alexander. He was kicked out of school for a bunch of different charges, marijuana possession. So he won't be returning to school. So he's entered the supplemental draft. And the thing about the supplemental draft, it's weird because it's carried out via email. What happens if Brandon Beane wants to make a selection in the supplemental draft? He sends an email with whatever player he'd like to choose. And he basically states what round he'd like to spend on that player. Now, the order for the supplemental draft, it's kind of funny as well. That every team, all 32 teams, are slotted into 3 groups based on their win-loss percentage the previous season, and they're placed in a lottery. Now the official order is not released to the public, so we'll never know. Most likely, we'll never know. Fox 87, what's up, man? Thanks for joining again. So we'll never know what order, but you know the Bills are going to be in the back half. There's really only maybe 2 players that maybe interest Buffalo. We're going to get to that, but I want to give you some examples of who's been picked in previous supplemental drafts. The last player selected in 2015, Isaiah Battle, offensive tackle, St. Louis Rams. His reason for entering the supplemental draft: had family matters to attend as well as off-field issues. Now here's the big one everybody knows, 2012, Josh Gordon, Cleveland Browns. Dismissed or failed marijuana test. Like I said, man, the supplemental draft, I'm not even going to spend a lot of time on it because like I said, a lot of these guys, they just fucked up. They fucked up. And if you believe that Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott, they only get high character guys, why they would want any of these guys, I don't know. Maybe. Does the talent outweigh the risk? That's what it comes down to. Let's hit a couple more. 2011, Terrell Pryor came out as a quarterback, as we know. He entered the supplemental draft because he was suspended as part of an NCAA investigation into improper benefits. You got reasons like that. Like, that's not too bad of an issue, right? Like, who cares? 2010, Josh Brent, Dallas Cowboys, entered supplemental draft because he was reportedly academically ineligible. So you have a lot of reasons why guys entered the supplemental draft. And of course, we have one Hall of Famer, Chris Carter. He entered the supplemental draft in 1987. He was suspended before his senior season for signing with an agent, which really isn't shit, right? So, but let's look into who the Bills might be interested in. If they are, which they might be. Once again, I'm your boy Bobby B. This is Beyond Doubt. Call in, guys. 716-508-0544. Let's see here. Circle the wagons. Beal is only eligible because he changed his mind about coming back to school. So that's not bad at all. Yeah, exactly, man. Circle the wagons. Yeah, exactly. I mean, some of the reasons aren't bad. And you're right. Exactly because of that, he's probably the highest touted pick. I'm going to take a call, man. What's happening, man? It's Bobby B. What's happening?
What's going on, Bobby?
What you got today? What's on your mind?
Let's talk about Josh. What do you think about Josh?
Who, Josh Allen?
Josh Allen.
Man,
What do you think? Be honest.
I'll be dead honest. It's really hard to tell right now. It's really hard to tell because what's that?
He's tearing it up in camp. He's tearing it up in camp.
Yeah, allegedly. My only pause for that is that the media's only been to a handful of practices. So how much did they really see?
That's true.
But
That's true. We ain't gonna know until he actually gets on the field. Hey, let me tell you who you're talking to. I coached Josh here at Farwell High School.
Oh wow, okay.
I was his OC.
Great.
Yeah, my name's Coach Mike Martinez.
Nice to meet you, man. Thanks for joining.
Right, likewise. And I coached him. I knew him since he was a kid. Coached him in Little League Baseball, so forth. And I just happened to get on your show and just take a look at it. And I'm hearing about that supplemental draft and stuff. But for Josh, I'm going to speak on behalf of Josh. And, he's a gunslinger.
Yeah.
He does what he does. He's great at what he does. But also, it can, just like Brett Favre, it can hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
There's some plays that Josh made in high school, and I know it's high school, but it leads up to where he's at today.
Yeah.
He's done some things that will just totally amaze you, and then he'll do some things that kind of be a bonehead play.
And
Josh's character,
his
will to win, his will to strive, it can outweigh. I mean, you Buffalo Bills ain't gonna have a problem with his character.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Right.
The supplemental draft is you're bringing in, some character guys that probably not should be on playing, but second chance. They give them opportunity. They don't cut it. You can let them go. But the thing is that though some of those guys could help, I'm sure they can.
Right.
But putting Josh on the field with some of those guys, I'm sure Josh. Josh has great leadership. He kind of reminds me of coaching him over the years. He was the first guy out there, last guy to leave, and he, never pointed fingers. Did everything he had to do. Trust me, he did everything he had to do.
Right.
And to see where he's at and to be with you guys is a blessing. But not only that, the biggest thing about Josh and the people surrounding him, he can make guys better. See, I believe Michael Jordan made Chicago Bulls better.
Yeah.
He makes everybody better around him. That's kind of like Josh.
That's what we're looking
for.
for.
He's going to have his growing pains. He's going to have his growing pains and everything like that. But Josh is that kind of guy. He never downplayed anybody. He tried to motivate everybody just to get him going. He has who doesn't? They have their ways a little bit, but
Right.
he's good at what he does, man. I'm really, really, really excited to see what he's going to do for you guys. And, but as far as these other guys that are coming into a supplemental draft, I mean, it's been there for a while, but, some guys have paid off. Like you said, Chris Carter and stuff like that, and prior to some of those guys paid off,
There's a
big
few.
time,
Yeah.
second opportunity. But I don't see McCarron or anybody else doing what Josh can do.
No,
now, granted, I know
I agree.
in the NFL everything's faster and quicker, but I just don't see it. I don't see it.
I'm actually hoping that Josh Allen can beat out A.J. McCarron and Nate Peterman, and I don't see any reason why he can't.
Yeah, and here's the upside, the downside. If he had, like, say, if he had like a Brett Favre, I mean, or even Manning or somebody there that that was there, like if Kelly was, I know he's not there, but Kelly was still there, playing, and for him to be under Kelly, somebody that was experienced, somebody that's seasoned, somebody that's been a veteran, been around, and it would help him big time. It would help him major.
Right.
Because he would take all that in and learn from that. But, obviously that's not here.
Yeah.
And they're going to expect a lot of him. He's the number 1 draft pick, so they're going to expect a lot out of him. And they're going to wait. They're going to, just like anybody else, they're going to wait to see his faults and his mistakes, and they're going to say, "See, we told you so." But he's going to fight that. And he knows he's against the grain here, and he knows there's a lot of critics out there. It's part of being in the NFL. A lot of critics out there. They're going to wait for him to fall.
Certainly.
But he's the kind of guy that will rise up, man. I'm telling you, he's going to rise up. He's going to do you guys some good. I'm telling you, I've seen it.
Yeah, and
coaching him all these years at the high school level, and even at the when he was playing Little League baseball, he's just the same thing. He's done remarkable things. He's just that kind of guy. He's not going to lose with him.
Yeah, I like how you said that he's a gunslinger, because I mean that's what Bills fans are really looking forward to. We're coming off a few years with Tyrod Taylor, and he just couldn't get the ball out of his hands. So I think Bills fans will embrace that.
Yeah, I think he's your kind of like prototype kind of quarterback, but the same token, he has decent speed, for his size, and he can move. But sometimes he likes to take too many hits and stuff. And I mean, the time that when he broke his collarbone over there in Wyoming, and I called him, I said, "Josh, you already know the rule, man. Get down the slide, save yourself for the next game."
Yeah.
But he wanted to prove himself. He was hyped, and he went in there and lowered his shoulder, and boom,
Of course.
But that was a blessing in disguise to look where he's at today, So all that's for a reason. And but just talking to you, man, I'm grateful. You're doing a good show and stuff like that. And then, like I said, Josh is going to do you guys justice, man. It's going to bring Buffalo an opportunity to rise up again.
Yeah.
Carolina was good for you guys for a moment. He was good. He had his moments, but yeah, like you said, he couldn't pull the trigger, man, and that's what kind of held him back a little bit. So we'll see what happens. I'm interested to see what happens this year for him, man. I mean, I want him to start, but at the same token, I want him to sit too, because that will give him a little bit more hunger, a little bit more desire, a little bit more drive to sit back and just, okay, let me just take somebody's spot. Let me rise to the occasion here, and give me a more meaningful reason to start,
Yeah,
but
certainly.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
I think we're all excited.
Anyways, I hope you guys are, because you guys put, Buffalo put all their time and money into them, so it's going to be a good thing. And other than that, man, I'll let you go. I just wanted to, chat up a little bit and just let you know who I was, and just to give you a little bit more insight on Josh. And like I said, I've known him since he was a kid. He played with my son in high school, and one more thing on Josh. When he was playing in high school, and over here we had like it's called a Valley Championship, and we never had a run for a state title, and he, obviously he was under the radar, being the fact that they were from a small school division. But Josh he could have played with the big schools here, considered a Division I over here in high school, anywhere, and because he had that kind of arm, he had that kind of smart. He's very smart. That's what's going to help him, because he's very smart and he'll pick it up real fast.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy. But so it's going to take time, but you're going to see a lot of progress out of him, and he's going to rise to the occasion, man. I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited to see you guys, rise up with him, because he's going to be a guy that he's going to take his lickings, but he's going to keep on going, man. He ain't going to back down. I ain't kidding. It's a true story. because I used to box, and I took Josh. The story was up there a little bit. He talked about it a little bit, but I literally took him to fight because I wanted to tough him up a little bit. So let's see what you got, boy. Come on. So I took him to the ring and took a couple of the coaches. He took my son. He was a receiver for him too as well. And when he was the first guy into that ring. That's the kind of guy he is. That's what I was trying to tell you. He's that kind of guy. So, Coach, I'm ready. Like, oh, you want to go first? All right. So I put him in there with one of the receivers, and I mean, he was throwing, man, toe to toe. He will not back down. That's what I love. And, you know, gotta be a gutsy guy from New York, man. He fits that mazo, you know, that tough kind of mentality. You know, we ain't gonna back down from anybody. And he stepped in that ring, man, and he was throwing toe to toe with one of the receivers, and he did very well. Kind of surprisingly, he did very well. And like I said, but that's the kind of guy he is. That's what you got. You got toughness from him, man. And over there in Buffalo, he's gonna need it. He's gonna need it a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but anyways, I'll let you go, Bobby B, man. Like I said, thank you for taking my call, man. I'll keep in tune with your broadcast and your YouTube stuff and everything like that, and then I'll find out a little bit more. I'll shoot you a little message right now on your YouTube channel, and then and you want to know anything about Josh, man, just give me a call.
Certainly.
Kids too small, so.
Definitely. We appreciate your call, man. I appreciate you sharing that with us.
All right, brother. Take care. God bless.
All right, take care. Same to you. All right, guys. So, some words on Josh Allen. I think a lot of Buffalo fans, I mean, you have to be excited for Josh Allen because he's kind of the, I mean, at least from what it seems, he's the complete opposite of Tyrod Taylor when it comes to quarterback play. You know, we just went through 3 years of Tyrod Taylor. Painful years, you know, guys wide open and the ball just sticks in his hands. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's been painful. And exactly like he said, I mean, Josh Allen is a gunslinger. He's going to come in here and he's hopefully going to throw that ball around and we're going to grow with him. Now, I'd like to get back to the supplemental draft. A couple days away. Again, we have a poll on Twitter at Buff Fanatics. Will Bills GM Brandon Beane spend a draft pick to grab a player in the upcoming supplemental draft? Let me get to some of your comments here. When does training camp start? Probably about 3 weeks away. Promethean Ubermensch. Management seems to be uptight with their standards to deal with any shady players except for actual shady. Yeah, I agree. That's why some of these guys I can't see them taking. And that goes for Adonis Alexander. 6'2", 193 pounds, runs a 4.58 40. This guy he can play every position, man. He can play corner, safety. Scouts are looking at him to transition to free safety. He's a prototypical McBean defensive player, but he's got those red flags. Would McBean take a guy, send a draft pick for a guy that has red flags? I'm just reading from a website right now. He was also ruled out the following week against Old Dominion and was busted for possession of marijuana. Sure to draw the NFL's attention and could hinder his draft stock. Yeah, it will. It will definitely hinder it. Do I think McBean will take a guy like that? I have no idea. I don't think so, though. Now, the big guy everybody's talking about is Sam Beal from Western Michigan, 6'1", 196, runs a 4.46. He's projected to go with a third-round pick. This is a guy that played most of his career at the outside cornerback position. Now, will the Bills take... Would McBean take a guy like Sam Beal? I really doubt it, man. I doubt they're going to bite and take somebody in this draft. And I bet you a team before the Bills will take him. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on this. That's my opinion, but, you know, I want to cover it for you guys. hopefully you caught my earlier segment talking about what exactly the supplemental draft is. Again, the Bills, we drafted Teron Johnson to play nickel. We have Phillip Gaines battling to play nickel. Could the Bills take Sam Beal as a bit of a project cornerback? They could. It's really hard to tell, but it's just my opinion that they're not going to take him. The phone lines are blowing up. Somebody's blowing up. Call me back, 716-508-0544. Who? My phone line is blowing up here. We're going to take this from Florida. What's happening, man? You blowing up my line.
Yeah.
What's going on today?
I just put in a question. I want to know what you thought about us not picking up Dez and or not picking up shady players and stuff like that.
Right.
They seem a little bit too straight and narrow. I mean, to take a chance, and I think we're losing out a little bit by that.
I understand what you're saying. You could make that case, certainly, and I felt that way last season, but I'm on the process Kool-Aid. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I'm on the process Kool-Aid. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Dez Bryant and the character that he's shown. And a lot of people say that character isn't shit, but I'm a believer that it really does have an impact in the locker room. So I'm not a big Dez Bryant fan. I don't know if he'd be a huge upgrade for our core, maybe, but
who do we got? With Kelvin Benjamin, if he can stay healthy. Zay Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, how many of us are photographed naked in a hotel?
Yeah.
I think we need to take a chance to improve because I don't think we really have receivers.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like our receiving core, it's a lot of hope this season. We hope that Kelvin Benjamin comes out.
Wishful thinking, yes.
Yeah, we hope that Zay Jones, gets his hands together. It's a lot of hope. I agree. I mean, Jeremy Curley should be pretty decent in the slot. I understand what you're saying.
What do you think? Do you think so? We shouldn't go for anyone with a question mark by their name.
It depends who. And I think that's how McBean is looking at it. It really depends if the talent outweighs the risk. I don't think Dez Bryant, even though he's only, 28 years old, he's still kind of young. I don't think his talent outweighs the risk of the detriment in the locker room. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Did you ever hear of the Freudian theory of people imitate their environment? So if he's put into an environment, let's face it, Dallas is the Wild West sort of environment that Jerry Jones lets anything go as long as he wins. But maybe if he's put into McDermott, McBean, controlled environment,
yeah,
he could imitate it.
It's possible. That's an interesting psychology experiment.
I'm just hoping for anything. I'm just hoping as a 49-year-old Bills fan, I'm just hoping for positiveness and moving forward.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'll be very honest. I'm ready to enter the season with the wide receivers that we have. I think they're going to be okay.
Who do you think is going to be the quarterback?
Like I spoke with the other caller.
Starting the season.
Honestly, I think because of Sean McDermott, I think he'll start either McCarron or Peterman.
agree, and I'm thinking once they mess up, they're going to lead Josh Allen. I watched all Josh Allen's games on YouTube.
Yeah.
That they have, and I'm not that confident. He's a wide guys open wide, deep. He overthrows them, man. If you watch the tapes, God, he's got a bad habit of overthrowing people.
Yeah, I mean that's with a lot of quarterbacks. It's tough to say. It really is tough to say. We have to see him in camp. My opinion is that you have Nate Peterman and A.J. McCarron. If Josh Allen can't beat them outright, I'd be a little nervous. Because I don't think...
But you know...
Yeah.
Yeah, you know everyone's going to be screaming to put him in.
Oh, yeah.
Once we lose 2 games in a row.
You'd have to rock with them. You can't pull the tie rod.
There's so many quarterbacks historically they thrown in too early, and it's a waste.
Yeah, I personally don't believe that. I feel like you either got it or you don't. You should, even your first season, you should be making plays that are opening some eyes. Like, wow, okay, we have something to work with here. E.J. Manuel, his first couple games was kind of average. You know, then he got hurt and he never recovered. He never really looked like that guy. Honestly, I think you got it or you don't. Look at Jimmy Garoppolo. He played, a handful of games, and he didn't play necessarily amazing, but he made some plays that opened up your eyes and said, okay, this guy could be special. Same with Jared Goff. He wasn't particularly great, obviously, his first season. So, yeah, it's going to be a growth process. It could be ugly, but we're going to have to give it to him.
Okay, what do you think? Does it make less of a quarterback if he's got no one to throw to?
Honestly, I'm happy. I'm happy with the wide receiver group. For now. Kelvin. Again, we gotta hope that Zay comes. We gotta hope that Zay comes to play.
All right, hey, me calling you when it was busy. You only got one line, or
yeah.
Should I wait for the caller to get off?
Yeah, I only have one line.
Okay, understand it.
All right.
I thought the line just might be busy or something.
No. Yeah, one line. So that's it, man. I'm gonna hang up and get to some other callers. We're gonna cover the rest of the supplemental draft and be done with the day.
I appreciate it. Great show.
Thanks a lot, man. Take care. Call again.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys. So there it is. A lot of concerns about the wide receiver group. Too bad there's no wide receivers in the supplemental draft. Right? That might be a whole nother show, but I'm content with the wide receiver group. I really am. Even though we have to hope that Kelvin Benjamin comes to play. You know he's on that contract year. He's looking good. He's in shape. You know he's coming for that money. You have to assume that Kelvin Benjamin's going to play good this season. He wants to get paid. He hasn't been paid yet. Zay Jones, he's got a lot to prove. He was nice in college, man. I mean, I don't know what happened. There's a lot of different information that shows where the ball was placed by Tyrod, and a lot of the passes to Zay Jones were off. You know, that could be up to your discretion, and then you got Jeremy Curley, who's most likely gonna play in the slot. He should be pretty good. A lot of people sleep on Charles Clay. I think he's still a great tight end. I don't know why people sleep on him. You know Tyrod barely uses his tight ends. Rod Stewart has a lot to prove. is definitely a misfit group. And they'll probably definitely have to figure it out next season. But I don't know if I'd say I'm happy with the wide receiver group, but I feel okay moving into the season. Now, again, we're covering the supplemental draft just a little bit. I'm not going to be here long because, like I told you guys, it's just my opinion. The supplemental draft, it's kind of a lot of misfit guys that messed up. Every now and then, it's true. You get a great player. But who's the last great player? Josh Gordon? Yeah, he's great, but he's he's a mess up. Who knows the next time he's going to get suspended? Then he's done. Terrell Pryor, he hasn't done nothing, man. He did nothing in Washington. He was a nice receiver wherever the heck he was on Cleveland. And that was it. He had, what, one good year? Who knows about Terrell Pryor? He's on the Jets now. We're going to see him. That's about it, man. The next pretty good player was probably linebacker Ahmad Brooks in 2006. He entered the supplemental draft after he was dismissed from his college team. So again, not all these guys are bad. Some of it is stupid reasons, but some of them are off-field issues, drug-related, whatever you want to say. Again, probably the top pick in this draft is Sam Beal, cornerback from Western Michigan. There's a lot of hype around him. All 32 NFL teams visited Sam Beal's pro day. So the Bills were in attendance, obviously, as I just said. Projected third round. Will somebody make a move and send a second round pick for Sam Beal? I really can't see that happening. I think third round is a pretty good projection. And, you're getting a guy that's 6'1", 196. Great tackler. Mostly played outside at Western Michigan. Is he a McDermott guy? Who knows? Okay. Again, Buffalo Fanatics Twitter, at Buff Fanatics. Will Bills GM Brandon Beane send a draft pick to grab a player in the upcoming supplemental draft? Rico's blowing up my line. Hold on, Rico. Call me back in a minute. I gotta look up these poll results. I don't know why the poll results are not on my laptop. Here we go. According to you guys, will Bills GM Brandon Beane spend a draft pick to grab a player in the upcoming supplemental draft? Wow. 216 votes, and it's 50-50. So y'all don't know. I don't know. Rico, what the fuck is popping?
Am I live?
You live, baby.
Am I live with the man Bobby B?
My guy Rico. The franchise. I'm shook.
What's happening? Hey, it's your boy from up north. What you guys know about the Canadians? Anyway, listen, man. I just tuned in. I just wanted to tune in and show some love to your show. Definitely. I like it. It's a new wave. I need some clarification on something, man.
Go ahead.
My lady, she just walked into the store, but
oh boy,
she was listening to you talk about supplemental draft.
Oh boy.
And she's like, what is the supplemental draft? What does that mean?
Yes.
You guys just went through a draft. So why is there another draft? So for those that do not know what a supplemental draft is, I don't know if I'm putting you on the spot. And because I'm not even really 100% on what a supplemental draft. I have an idea, but are you able to clear some things up for me, or am I putting you on the spot?
All right, let me tell you something. I covered this at the beginning of the show. So I did cover it. Right. I know you're calling me to test me right now. But it is understandable. There could be some late viewers, and they might have missed the beginning of the show.
Absolutely.
So
my lady wants to know.
Let's hit it again. The supplemental draft. It's interesting because it's a draft that's carried out via email. So you have GMs emailing the NFL basically what player they'd like at what pick. How are the teams slotted? The teams are slotted into 3 groups based on their win-loss percentage in the previous year. And they are placed into a lottery. So the official order, the public does not know. We have no idea what the official order is. The Bills made the playoffs, so they're going to be in the back of the line. And that's it, man.
Okay, listen.
Top bidder
I'm gonna let
wins.
you know. And one last question before I get out of here. I must say, you're pretty smooth on the mic. I got to give it to you. You're smooth on the mic. You're not as smooth as your boy, but you're smooth on the mic. But
Okay.
is this the year that O'Leary takes over as the number 1 tight end on the Bills roster? Could this be the year?
Most definitely.
And I'll take your answer offline, my man. You have a wonderful day.
I
I'm in
appreciate
Nova
it.
Scotia right now. I'm gonna take your call off the line and I'm gonna listen up.
Ooh.
I'll let your boy.
Appreciate it. Once again, that is the kid, Rico B, a.k.a. the franchise. He's talking about Nick O'Leary. He knows I'm a big Nick O'Leary fan, and I am. Will Nick O'Leary take over the number 1 tight end role? No, of course not. Charles Clay getting paid too much money. But I think Nick O'Leary can contribute a good amount. You gotta love Nick O'Leary, man. No gloves, old school. You know, if you're older than, I don't know, maybe 20, your late 20s, you gotta love Nick O'Leary. You love that old school mentality. But Rico, thanks for calling in, man. I might actually get more than 500 views on this one. I'm gonna have to put you in the video description. Once again, it's your boy Bobby B. Beyond Doubt. I'm live. You can call in. We're covering the supplemental draft. 716-508-0544. You see the ticker on the bottom. I haven't hit this chat in a little bit. Let's see what we got. Mike Martinez, stay blessed. Thanks for the call. Thank you, Mike. That's cool that you call. You share some information on Josh Allen. If you guys miss anything, you know, you could play back the video. It'll be saved on the Buffalo Fanatics channel. Give me Eli Rogers. Sean Munley, yes, Beal should be getting heavy consideration. He's a boundary corner and the good something to put opposite Trey White. Yeah, I know, man, and that's a concern with Vontae Davis. He's kind of older. We're hoping that Vontae Davis returns to his form when he was elite with the Colts. So again, supplemental draft. I think there's only really 2 options I believe the Bills could be looking at. Adonis Alexander, free safety, Virginia Tech. He definitely has some red flags. So will McBean go after Alexander? As I stated before, Adonis Alexander, Virginia Tech. I don't know about the character, but he's a McDean player, man. He's everything that a McBean defense would want. Versatile, corner, safety. He's 6'2", 193. He could probably play that big nickel package. You know, we obviously have Saron Neal that's looking like he could do the same thing. So we have a lot of guys that are kind of similar. Would they take Adonis Alexander? Probably not. This is just my guess. He was busted for possession of marijuana. Really not a big deal, but you know, when it comes to NFL standards, that's a no-no. And we're beginning to see a lot of these guys that are busted for marijuana. You know, they're repeat offenders, and whatever your view on that may be, your ass is getting suspended. That's not good for the team. And again, the number 1 pick, Sam Beal, cornerback, Western Michigan. 6'1", 196, 4.46 corner. Who was that? Sean Munley. He's a boundary corner and would be great to put opposite Trey White. Yeah. Could you select Sam Beal and have him develop, waiting in the wing for when Vontae Davis you know, when his career is done or whatever happens, yeah. These are pretty much development guys. Another thing to note is the Buffalo Bills draft picks for 2019. Obviously, in the supplemental draft, you're sending a 2019 pick for one of these guys. So the Bills have 9 draft picks in 2019. It could play a factor. You know, we have, I believe, 2 4th-round picks. 2 4th-round picks and 2 7th-round picks. And then the rest of the picks we have 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. So again, Sam Beal, he's projected he's projected third with a 3rd-round pick. Somebody's gonna take him with the 3rd-round pick. And again, I told you guys how the order shapes up. It's random. Bills made the playoffs last season, so the Bills will be near the back of the pack. I doubt Bills are going to be able to touch Sam Beal. Once again, this is your boy, Bobby B. I appreciate everybody joining me. If you call, I love the callers. Thanks for calling. Let's hit that Twitter poll one more time. Let's see if the results changed. At Buffalo Fanatics on Twitter. Every time I run a show, man, we drop a Twitter poll. And that's going to be the topic. Will Bills GM Brandon Beane spend a draft pick to grab a player in the upcoming supplemental draft? The results. 49% say yes. 51% say no. And I agree. I'm in the opinion that no, we're not gonna take anybody. I think Beane values those draft picks. The only thing I could be, you know, and then again, we have a lot of money next year. There's gonna be some free agents. Why not? We could ride out Vontae Davis and grab a free agent next season. You're gonna have a lot of money next year, man. That's about it, guys. I'm about to call it a day. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully you learned a little something about the NFL supplemental draft. I explained it a little more thoroughly at the beginning of the video. So if you want, wait till the video's finished uploading in about 10 minutes. Check it back. Run it back. It's your boy Bobby B. The supplemental draft. Nothing too crazy. It's not a big deal. Rarely do players come out that are actually worth something. Josh Gordon, Terrell Pryor being the most recent. It depends how you view those players. Obviously, Josh Gordon has been MIA for probably more than half of his career. You got one Hall of Famer in 1987, Chris Carter, drafted by the Eagles. Once again, supplemental draft. Not all these guys are bad guys or anything like that, but they usually are players that messed up. They messed up somewhere. They got expelled from school, academically ineligible for football the next season, dismissed from a college team, drug possession charges, kicked out of school, you know? Does that sound like McDermott type of players? It doesn't. That's why I didn't want to spend much time. But thank you for the calls. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Bobby B. This is Beyond Doubt. Catch me on the Buffalo Fanatics Instagram page at the Buffalo Fanatics. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take it easy. Have a good week.